Good morning, and what is it? Happy Thursday this morning. It is Thursday morning this morning, y'all. How we doing? How are we doing? We are going to be quilting that Wacky Gnome Quilt. What do we do? What do we call it? The Wacky Patchwork Gnome Quilt, right? The Wacky Patchwork Gnome Quilt. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, coolest dad. How you doing this morning? Did you ever use any of the DTF transfers? They're a lot of fun to use. Good morning, y'all. Good morning and happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Need some coffee this morning. Need some coffee. Yay, I'm glad you found the live. I'm glad you found the live. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Awesome. Aren't they fun? They're fun. I love the DTF. I'm addicted to the DTF transfers. I'll tell y'all. So good morning, Miss Lisa. Good morning. Happy coffee morning to you. Happy coffee morning to you. Hopefully you got some rest yesterday, Miss Lisa. Hopefully you got some rest. Good. I'm glad to hear. Glad to hear. I'm going to see if I can find, so we are going to be quilting. We're changing it up a little bit. So the schedule for today got changed because we had so much fun with that Wacky Patchwork quilt yesterday. So everybody wants to quilt it. So So what are we going to do this morning? We're going to quilt that quilt, and then we're going to do some binding. I'm going to show y'all how to do the binding and the quilting. So we're going to have some fun this morning. And then so we're going to have to move mug rugs and the what do you call it? The grocery bag holders we're going to have to go a week out because next week, y'all, I'm going to be in Florida. I'm going to miss y'all. I don't know what I'm going to do for the week. I don't know what I'm going to do for the week because I'm going to see if I can get some good morning. Thank you, Erica. Good morning. Good morning. You got to say good morning to them, right? So yeah, I'm going to see if I can figure out some videos to post for y'all. So I haven't gotten any done. I've been so crazy busy this week that I hadn't got any done. Good morning. Good morning. My fellow Arizonan. Good morning. Good morning. How is everybody doing this morning? So this morning, what are we doing? So y'all, did you have fun with the Wacky Patchwork Gnome Quilt? That I'll tell you, we started off yesterday and I wasn't exactly sure what we were going to do, but I have to say it turned out phenomenal. I am in love with the Wacky Patchwork Quilt. So I have it hooped. I have it hooped here in. Good morning, good morning. Yay, I'm glad you got on at the right time, Miss Brittany. I'm glad you got on at the right time. Got your bowl yesterday, husband. Oh, I'm so glad that you got it yesterday. I'm glad he loves it. Good morning, good morning. I was going to tell you, if it's a little off kilter, just get your iron out and give it an iron. It'll be fine. So, but I'm so glad that you love it. Awesome. I'm excited. This is what makes my day. This is what makes my day is when people get the items and they love them. So that just completely makes my day. Awesome. I'm glad you like it. Awesome. Awesome. I'm glad your husband likes it. So I have to say that's one of my favorite ones I made. Have to say one of my favorite ones I made. I think it turned out really pretty. Really, really pretty. So glad you guys like it. So what are we doing today? Like I said, yesterday we had so much fun with that Wacky Patchwork Gnome Quilt. I'm loving the name. I'm just loving the name, Wacky Patchwork Gnome Quilt. And y'all, the Wacky Patchwork Gnome Quilt, let me bring y'all down a little bit so you can see. So this is what we're quilting today. I have it hooped in the hoop. So I'm going to get some thread out and we're going to choose. Y'all get to choose. I do. I post them on there. And if you guys have requests and you're wanting to buy something that I'm making, let me know. Let me know. So always willing to do that. I'm probably going to start doing some craft fairs again. So, but yeah, if you see something that I'm making during a live, let me know because shoot me a message so I can get it posted for you guys. I have somebody that is getting the table runner I made. So I'll be sending out a table runner and I'm making another quilt for her. So But yeah, just shoot me a message if you have a request. I love doing personalized items. I love doing baby quilts. I love doing the t-shirt quilts, the memory quilts. Yeah, I will totally let you know. So I haven't done them for about probably what, Lisa, I'd say almost probably over a year or 2 years. Good morning, Miss Sherry. Because the last year I did it, I had a haboob hit me in Tucson. I had a rainstorm hit me in Mesa. And then I had another rainstorm hit me in Globe. 3 in a row. Yeah, I think it's 2 years, Lisa. So I was like, okay, this is a sign. I shouldn't be doing these right now. So, and I had to recover from that because it ruined a lot of my items. So I wasn't able to do anything. So, but I'm going to get back into it because y'all, I'm stacking up all kinds of stuff doing these lives with y'all, and I'm having a phenomenal time. Most fun time I've had in a long time, and I appreciate it. Had a thing pop up this morning of me last year at this time making the memory quilt for my mom passing. So I have to say all y'all have been good therapy for me and have helped me out. So a big shout out to y'all and a thank you to y'all for being my sewing community. I appreciate y'all. I really appreciate all y'all. So makes it nice to be able to have somebody to sew with. So thank you. So all right, so let's get back to the quilt. We're gonna get back to the quilt. So this is the quilt that we did yesterday, and y'all, that was fun. So let me find some thread because we need to find, oh, I'm wondering, do we do that one? Check that one out, guys. We could do something like that. I need some ideas, y'all. I need some ideas because I'm thinking we could do a brown because I'm almost thinking brown. Oh, thank you. I appreciate y'all. It's a fun, safe place that we have fun with, right? Fun, safe place. Ooh, I'm kind of liking that one, guys. I'm kind of liking that one. So let's see some ideas. I think I'm going to give a few ideas here. So we could do yellow too. I'm not keen on the yellow. Let's see. Or we could do, I don't want to go too dark. If we go too dark, then it kind of takes away from the quilt because we don't want to take away from the quilt because that was a fun stitched quilt. We could do a cream. I know, these are the colors I'm thinking. You guys have an idea on colors? Brown? You're thinking brown? I'm liking the brown. I'm kind of liking the brown. What are y'all thinking? Here, let me pop y'all off here so you can see. I'm going to pop y'all off here. Get back here. So I'm going to flip y'all around. We're going to, so, I don't know. Good morning, Miss Cynthia. Good morning. We're choosing colors here. I'm really liking that one. I don't know. I'm really liking that one, y'all. Orange. Aren't they the cutest? I'm loving the gnomes. The gnomes are just so cute. Light yellow. Good morning. See, thinking, I don't know. Can you do all four? I cannot do all four, Miss Lisa. Good idea. If I had a variegated thread like that, I could do all four. But I don't have... I do have that one. That one's a variegated. Variegated the way it gives you a different variety of color. Just orange or brown. Yeah. Thank you for the heart me. I appreciate you. I'm waving from the backside, y'all. I don't think... So I'm thinking it's either got to be cream because that way it doesn't take away. Or this one. Thanks for the follow, Katie. Thanks for the follow. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards that brown because we're going to be quilting leaves, y'all. We're going to be quilting some leaves on there. Orange. You want orange? I like that. Are you saying this is orange? I guess that's an orange brown. Well, it's like a burnt orange, or the second one, this one. I don't know. Tell you what. I wish I knew how to do a poll, y'all. If I knew how to do a poll, I'd say orange or cream. Tell me which one you want, orange or cream. Kind of copper. It is kind of copper. The second one looks yellow. That one looks yellow. The burnt orange. Orange. Okay. How many oranges we got, y'all? Orange, orange. Okay. We're going with this one. We are going to go with, okay. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. See, y'all get to choose what we do. Y'all get to choose what we do. That makes it fun. That makes it fun. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get going on this, y'all, because I want to get it quilted, and then we're going to do the binding also. So y'all will be able to see it get quilted this morning and binded. So we're going to have some fun. Orange it is. Yes, Miss Lisa. Orange it is. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. What is that song? Can't remember that song. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to circle around. We're going to, what is that? I can't think of the song. There's a song to that, but I can't think of the song. So I'm going to circle y'all around, move y'all around a little bit, move you down. Da-doom, da-doom, da-doom. That way. And I already mirrored the thing. I already did the mirroring. So we're going to go ahead and swap the feet. And as a reminder, I always want to remind you guys. Oh, what do we want? What color do we want on the back side, though? What color do we want on the back side? Oh, we could have some fun and do some variegated on that back side. Do we want to do some variegated on the back? I could fill a couple bobbins and we could do a variegated on the back. How fun would that be? That'd be kind of fun. I don't know. What do y'all think? Yes. Okay. So I'm thinking, let's do this. We're going to take these because I have some empty bobbins here. Da-doom, da-doom. We're going to fill 3 bobbins. I think 3 bobbins should be plenty. Probably 1 is plenty, but we're going to fill some bobbins here. I'm going to put you there. I don't put thread in there, so I just use it for bobbins. So we're going to... Did I tighten that? I can't remember if I tightened it. I did. Okay. Just making sure. Okay. So let's load a bobbin. We're going to fill a couple bobbins here. That's going to be fun because I did cream on the back side, guys. I did cream on the back side. So with the cream, that's going to show up really well on there. So let me bring this over here. Da-doom, da-doom. Bring this over here. I'm going to load him in there. Go home. Embroidery. Oh, remove the frame. Okay, come over. It's like I didn't even push it down and it knew the frame was there. Sucker. Okay, so we're going to put that in there. Nice thing is with that magnetic hoop, y'all, you only got to hoop it once and then you're just moving the fabric. Moving the fabric there. Oh, I was a knucklehead, wasn't I? I just put that in there. Oh, thank you. And we're up there. I hooped that without putting the bobbin. We just wound the bobbin, y'all. Check that bobbin out. All the variegated colors. That's going to be on the back. That is going to be fun, y'all. That is going to be fun. So I'm going to wind a couple more here. That way we have enough for the whole project. Like I said, I have a feeling I'm probably only going to need maybe 1 or 2. But we're going to wind 3. We are going to wind 3 in here. That way we can get it all wound, all wound up. Start bobbins. Okay, so that one's in there. So now we can load this, and then I'll bring my chair over here, and we will we'll go find that design. I'm gonna let y'all help me choose the design. I'm gonna let y'all help me choose that design. I have a feeling I know what we're gonna do, but y'all get to choose. Y'all get to choose. We're gonna bring that back there. Make sure I have that loaded. Make sure that I don't have fabric underneath. Tell you, I'm having fun because the quilt is right there on the edge, but I wanted to quilt it right there on the edge there. Stay down. Okay, I think we're okay there. I think we're okay. Okay, let me get the chair. Bring that on over. And I want to load one more bobbin. We're going to load one more bobbin, and then I'm going to show y'all the quilting designs. Take a seat, Miss Cowie. Take a seat. Okay, so let me load one more bobbin here. Swap you out. We're going to get that one loaded. Once that starts loading, we'll come over here and we'll choose a design there, y'all. Doom, doom. Okay, so I'm going to take y'all off there. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, and welcome to the live. My hair is coming off there, sticking out. Okay, what fabric did you choose? So the back, Miss Lisa, let me flip the camera around. So the back is going to be this cream. So that's why I'm thinking that variegated thread on those bobbin. So that right there is what's going to be on the back. What fabric? Yeah, so it's flannel. It's a flannel cream. It's a flannel cream there, so. And I think it's going to be pretty with that variegated thread. May I ask what kind of... So it is a Luminaire 2. A Luminaire 2 there. I love this machine. This is like my favorite go-to machine, so. So we're going to come here. So if you start on here, I'm going to go back here. So you start here. This is the screen that you get when you start. So you go over to the embroidery, and then from here, I have it on a thumb drive. I have this on a thumb drive, so we're going to click on that little bitty pocket. And then, of course, I have all these designs in here, but we're going to go over to the thumb drive because we have some fun designs in here. We're going to go over to the embroidery files. And then the thumb drives, these are Kimberbell designs. Can you explain what? Absolutely, variegated thread. Variegated thread is, as you see all the different colors. What it does is it goes from one color to the next color to the next color, and then it starts over again on that color. And it just gives it a different look. So if you see, like, this one's a good example. This one's a good example here because you see how it's got the green and the purple, and I think it's green and purple and blues in there. So yeah, it makes it kind of fun. The variegated thread just gives it a pop. So kind of like on here where we did that stitching yesterday, you see how it goes from orange to yellow to red, and it just keeps going around on there. See, there's a green and blue. That's what a variegated thread is. So you can get it on a, help me out there, Cynthia. You can get it on there. Go to your local quilt shops. You can get it on at your local quilt shops also. Lots of fun, lots of different options. So, oh, you're very welcome, Miss Cynthia. Thank you. Okay, so back to the sewing machine. Thank you, Meemaw. Thank you. This is a lap quilt. This is a lap quilt. Something for you to cozy up on the couch with, drinking a cup of coffee, just throw over your lap. So, oh, thank you, Lydia. Thank you very much, Lydia. And my name is Carrie, if y'all didn't catch what my name is. So what color thread are you using on top? So the top color that we decided on was like a burnt orange. Where'd my burnt orange go? The burnt orange. That one. Yes, we're going with that one on the top. So we're going to go with that on the top. And then on the back, to go along with the variegated thread that we used to stitch it all together yesterday, we're going to put that on the back side. I think it's going to be cool. I think it's going to be cool. All right. So back over here. So, oh, yes, Mandy. Y'all, so you missed out on choosing. You missed out on choosing, Miss Mandy. So when you go into the thumb drive, you'll have different file types. So this is the type of machine I have. So with this type of machine, you use a PES. The designs are with a PES on the end of it. So yeah, I'm excited. I am excited. So this is embroidery thread. This is embroidery thread. Good morning, Ray. How are you? Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in here. So I think fall is not the one we want, because I think fall is, yeah, we don't want candy corn. We don't want candy corn. So we're going to go back one. And say I was pretty sure that the fall was the candy corn. Paisley. This is Paisley. I don't think we want Paisley either. So let me go back. Let me go here. I'll show y'all what the Paisley is going to be. Possibly. But so that is Paisley. I don't think we want Paisley, though. Let's go back one. I think there is another one in here. Summer. What is this summer? No, bees. That's bees. We want bees. Doom. Swirls. Winter. What's winter? I don't think we want winter. No, winter is snow. Spring. I think spring. Swirls. What is swirls? Swirls would be pretty. What about swirls, y'all? What about the swirls? What do you think of swirls? You like the Paisley? A gnome design? I think it's swirls, y'all. Okay, I think we go with the swirls. I'm liking the swirls. I think it's going to be pretty. So these are embroidery designs that actually will quilt right onto the quilt here. So you load your quilt, and when you load your quilt, you load it with no stabilizer in, because you've got 3 layers here. You've got your back, you've got your back, and then you have your top here. So you're welcome. You are welcome. So with that, you don't need a stabilizer, and this is more or less like loading your quilt into a long arm, except for you're just kind of doing it in the hoop. We're going to do it in the hoop here. So I get them all over the place. So Kimberbell has them. If you Google Kimberbell, I can't find no leaves. Hold on. Let's look right quick and see on my here. That is Fishing Doom. I'm looking at designs here, y'all. Doom. Because that one, of course, that one is 10 by 10. Yeah, I don't have any leaves, y'all. So I think we're going to have to do swirls. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. We're going to go back. We're going to go back. We are going to do, because just making sure. We're doing swirls, y'all. Swirls are good. I agree. We're doing swirls. Swirls, here we go. We're setting swirls. Swirls it is, y'all. Okay. So let me get, yes, I do believe they have it for the Husqvarna. I do believe they have that. If you Google the dime embroidery hoop, they should be able to do not cancel. Sometimes I do that and it's like, those were, yeah, but it's a smaller design. It's not big enough. So that was just a 10 by 10 square. So it didn't work out very well. So we're going to do swirls. I think swirls will be good, guys. I do believe swirls are going to be good. I think. So we've got the hoops on there. So let me take that off. I do believe, yeah, Google the dime. Google the dime because you'll be able to find them. So we're gonna load this. We have the variegated thread on the bobbin there. We have that variegated thread on the bobbin. We're going to load that. And we have a couple pieces of thread that from stitching that. Make sure we get all those out of there. So we're gonna make sure we have this. I'm excited to see what that bobbin's gonna do, y'all. I'm excited to see what the bobbin's gonna do. The frame stays that way. I'm having issues here, y'all. Might have to do is I'm going to pop this frame down this way and then we're going to slide up. We're going to slide it up. Sometimes hooping it is the hardest part, y'all. Sometimes hooping is the hardest part. Once you get it hooped, it just stitches right along. Stitches right along. Okay. There we go. And there's one more thing here. Okay. Awesome. Awesome, Laura. They are phenomenal. And you're going to find out. So we're going to stitch this first hooping here. We're going to stitch this first hooping. We're going to get started here. We're going to stitch this first hooping. Once we get the first hooping all stitched. And I think the swirls are going to be pretty, y'all. I think the swirls are going to be pretty. I love the magnetic hoops. The magnetic hoops just make quilting in the hoops so much easier, y'all. So much easier. I do not start in the center of the quilt, Crystal. I know there's a lot of people that actually start in the center and work their way out. I do it right on, I start right on the edge. I start right on the edge. But Crystal, I also have, as you see on the side, I also have extra fabric on the side. That way I'm able to kind of, you know, move it around or whatever. So, I do not do a 505 or basting spray on there because with the 505 or the basting spray, it makes it where you can't pull the backing or the front top on there. So I always just, I just load it like this and then it makes it where I can actually pull it out. So thanks for the follow, y'all. Thanks for the follow. So if y'all are just joining, we made this fun wacky patchwork. We're calling it the Wacky Patchwork Gnome Quilt yesterday. And so we are quilting that today. And then once we get this quilted, we'll go ahead and do the binding. We'll go ahead and do the binding on there. So this is lots of fun. And y'all, I think the swirls was a good choice. I think the swirls was a good choice, y'all. I appreciate the follows, y'all. Thanks for all the follows. Y'all, we're already over 12K this morning. Thank you for all the taps. Thanks for all the taps, y'all. I am loving the gnomes. I just love these gnomes, guys. These gnomes are just too much fun. Too much fun on here. I'm excited to see, once we get this one all stitched, we're going to take it off and we're going to look at the back and see what that variegated thread did on this cream color for the backing. So, because I think that cream color on that back with that variegated thread is just going to make it where you have that backing is just going to be just as gorgeous as the front side. Just as gorgeous as the front side. Don't forget your coffee, y'all. Get you a drink of coffee. Fun. Stitching right along. Y'all, this is therapy watching it all stitch out. Just watching it all stitch out is so much fun. And it's kind of cool how it just kind of goes along. Whoever created embroidery machines, I have to say I love them to death because made it lots of fun. Let's see if I can get you a little closer here, y'all. Get you a little closer. Is that better? So the flooding, thanks for asking, Meemaw. The flooding, knock on wood, it has quit raining. We still have a lot of recovery to do. We have a lot of damage from the flooding. And our EOC, our Emergency Operations Center, is doing a phenomenal job working and getting help for all the communities. So really appreciate them. I love this gnome. Isn't he cute? Isn't that one cute? So this is a Luminaire 2. This is a Luminaire 2, as you can see here. So I bought this one new, gosh, how many years ago? 3.5 years ago, and I paid $16 for this brand new. I know it was a lot, but I'll answer your question here in a minute, Miss Susan. But you can get them used. I recommend getting them used and go on Marketplace. You can get them for, I'd say, 2 or 3 on there because I just got another one. It's a smaller one. It's the one previous to this one. It's an Innovis. And I got it on Marketplace, and she sews really good. But I've seen a few of these on there. And I would say I would be willing to pay 3 or 4 for them because, y'all, they're still a phenomenal machine. So they have a Luminaire 1, a Luminaire 2, and a Luminaire 3. So if you get the 1, you can buy the upgrade packs on them also. So just see what you can find. See what you can find on there. So I know I might possibly be looking at a different machine on there. So Susan, reservation, there was some flooding on the reservation. There was some damage to some roads and some bridges and stuff. They didn't have as much of the flooding issues as we did due to the fact Globe's kind of in a hole. Globe is kind of in a hole, so. But yeah, so. You're welcome, Patricia. How do they compare to Husqvarna? Just curious. So in my opinion, so I'm going to turn here. So in my opinion, so, and this is just my opinion, because I've had Husqvarna, I've had Brother, I've had Bernina, I've had the Baby Lock. I think Brother has it all. I think Brother has the line on embroidery. So they, but that's just my personal opinion. Are the other ones bad machines? No, absolutely not. But for me, my best machine I have ever had was a Brother. So as far as the embroidery goes. So just my opinion on it. So everybody has their own opinion on how they work. I love my Husqvarnas. I have the Husqvarna quilting machine. I love that thing. Will sew through 16 layers, y'all. And I do have a Husqvarna embroidery machine over here, as you can see. I have that as an embroidery machine, but I also have another another Brother too. So, but if I had to choose, it'd be this machine. It would be this machine. So, but I love them. So go back over here because we're getting down to the end. So, oh, I did not realize that. I didn't realize they were both made by the same. Yeah, Crystal, I love the machine. Yes, it is. Definitely, definitely. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, y'all. Thanks for joining. So we are quilting that Wacky Patchwork Gnome Quilt that we created yesterday. And thank y'all for hanging out with me yesterday on that. That was a lot of fun creating this quilt. That was a lot of fun creating this quilt. Like I said, we're going to get it all quilted this morning. Once we get it all quilted, we're going to get the binding on here. So and then if anybody wants this quilt, shoot me a message. Shoot me a message on it. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, Meemaw. It was, I have to say, I didn't know if it was going to work out when we first started, but I have to say it actually stitched out pretty cool. It stitched out pretty cool. Good morning, Vaughn. How are you? Good morning, good morning. We are getting here to the end, and this is where I'm going to show y'all the magnetic hoop comes into play. The magnetic hoop is, I have to say, this is where the magnetic hoop comes into play because, all right, y'all ready for this? We gotta look. We have to look at the variegated thread. We have to look and see what that variegated thread did. Let's check that out. Let's check out. Oh my gosh. Okay, y'all. Oh my gosh. Check it out. How cool is that? The back is going to be phenomenal. Is that not fun? Is that not fun? Oh my gosh. Okay. Back to the hoop. We got to keep going. We got to keep going here, y'all. Okay. So we had this hooped in here. Don't unhoop the magnetic hoop. Leave the magnetic hoop there. So what we're going to do is we are going to turn on this projector on this machine. I'm loving the projector, and you can do templates too. You can do templates too if you need to. But what we're going to do is we're going to come up here. We're loading the projector, and we're going to load this in here. We're going to come down and see exactly where. So we're just going to slide this down. And you can do this, like I said, if you don't have a projector on your machine, you can do it with a template, which I can show. We'll do another live on doing templates. I do have one posted on my YT page for you guys that shows how to do a template too. So, but we can do another one. We can do another one. We're going to load this in here. Loving the choice of the variegated thread, and the thread on top is just turned out gorgeous too. Gorgeous, gorgeous. We're going to pull that, and you kind of put your hand underneath just to verify that you don't have any wrinkles or anything on that bottom fabric there. Make sure I don't have any thread pieces. Oh, there's one right there. Turn that off. And then we're going to say okay, and then we're going to keep going. This should quilt fairly quick here. It's just a lap quilt, so just a lap quilt, and we're going to hit start. Ta-toom. Happy Thursday to everybody. I hope everybody is having a good week so far. Hopefully everybody's having a good week so far. I really love how the stitching came together with this. It literally looks like a patchwork. Literally looks like a patchwork. So this is a cool, fun lap quilt that's a patchwork, the Wacky Patchwork Gnome Quilt. That's all there is to it, y'all. Thanks for all the gifts, y'all. And we're at 17K this morning. We are at 17K. This is awesome. Thank y'all very much. I appreciate y'all. And we need another drink of coffee, y'all. We need coffee this morning. Drinking our coffee. Coffee morning. And it's funny, y'all, I made it to work on time yesterday. I was there even before my other employees got there, so. Go get you some coffee, Vaughn. Go get you some coffee. We gotta keep drinking coffee this morning, y'all. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Good morning. How are you? Thanks for joining live this morning. I appreciate all y'all joining. Anybody that has just joined, we are quilting this Wacky Gnome quilt this morning, so we're gonna get it quilted, and once we get it all quilted, we'll do the binding on it. Get the binding going. So it takes about 8 minutes per hooping on here. Yes, we are finishing the Wacky Gnome quilt. Y'all wanted me to finish the quilt, so we changed the schedule up just a little bit. You need a magnetic hoop for your... Yeah, absolutely. I have to say, the magnetic hoops are a game changer, y'all. Because, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my other hoops too, but I use these magnetic hoops all the time. I wasn't sure if I was going to get to work on time or not yet. But I have to say, I made it on time. It was okay. I made it on time. I'm glad we did swirls. I know we thought about the leaves, which I don't know what I did with my leaves, so I apologize on them. But I think the swirls is a better idea because the swirls kind of matches the Wacky quilt. Kind of matches the Wacky quilt, so I think we're better with the swirls. I'll have to see. I may just have to create some more. Hopefully everybody's week is going okay. I hope your week is going okay. Isn't the gnomes pretty? I just love the gnomes. I said we'll get this quilted. I think we'll have to do is go to the next row and then come back down here and go the other way on this one, so. Aren't they cute? They're just fun. They're just fun. So what I did is I took and went on E. Well, we're gonna say ESY. So I'm gonna try not to say it because sometimes I get and Googled images. Google home images on there. You can find the images, and then I took and printed them on. And you can use a regular inkjet printer if you want. I do have the Moda printer, but it's just an inkjet, so you can print them on regular inkjet. So thank you, Miss Cynthia. Can you please show us how the... Absolutely. Yeah. So next hooping, how we use how the projector works. Absolutely. Thank you, Cynthia. Miss Cynthia, y'all, we need to give a shout out to Miss Cynthia. She is awesome. She helps me out on here in the mornings, and I greatly appreciate Miss Cynthia. And Miss Amy, too. Is Miss Amy here? We're at 19K this morning. We are at 19K. Yeah, we hit over 100K yesterday. That was so awesome. That was this awesome thing. Y'all literally made made my day hitting 100K. That was so cool. Thank you, Cynthia. I was gonna say I hadn't seen her yet this morning. Good morning, y'all. Good morning, good morning. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you hanging out this morning. We are quilting. I'm learning so much. Well, I'm glad you're learning. Yes. Right, Beverly? Isn't it cool? Yes, Friday is rope day, Miss Cynthia. Friday is rope day. I haven't decided what we're going to do tomorrow yet, so. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate the follows, y'all. Yeah, we put our schedule in the bio, but today's got a little off kilter. We had to go and finish this quilt, y'all. We had to go and finish this quilt. Susan, I have not, but I will have it when. So for the following week, I will have the rice, so we can go back and do the phone beanie, right? The phone beanie. I leave on Sunday, Miss Crystal. I leave Sunday, so. So it does really well. It does really well. So I have a. I'll show you the quilt for in a minute, because I actually quilted a queen size quilt. I quilted a king size quilt. I can show you the king size quilt that we quilted. Good morning, Miss Amy. Miss Amy, your quilt will be there tomorrow. I just checked shipping and quilt's coming tomorrow. Thank you, Miss Amy. I've done this with a multi-needle. Yeah, so I used to have a baby lock tin needle, and I've done it with that. I used to do that with that too. So you are very welcome, Miss Amy. I'm excited for you to get it and actually see it in person. So I need to finish a heart quilt I started over a year ago. Oh, Miss Charlene, I know we can do it. It's exciting. Okay, so y'all want to see how the projector works? Let me show y'all how that projector works on this machine. So I'm gonna take this off, and then I'm gonna unhoop y'all. Or I'm always saying I'm hooping the phone into the thing, so I'm always unhooping y'all. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna flip this around. Flip the camera, y'all. So this is the machine I'm using. So this is how I quilt on this machine. So I come back over here, and so I have this design in here, and I need to get it I need to get it aligned, so I know exactly where to hoop it. So you have this cone up here, so I'm going to press the cone. So I'm going to come back over here, but if you look here, it'll come up here. So this right here is exactly here. You see this? You see that in there? Let me pull that over so you can see. So you see where it shows. It shows exactly what it's going to stitch. It shows exactly what it's going to stitch there. So what we're going to do is, I need to line it up. So we're going to come back up to the top. So in order to come back up to the top, I'm going to take this red square and I'm going to move it all the way up to the corner. That's a touch screen. So right. So I moved it all the way up to the corner here. So then I'm going to come and bring this down here. Move that there. So I'm going to bring that up here, and you can see where it has stitching there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line it up right next to here, and where I'm lining it up, you see that it's not going to stitch on there. You know exactly where that machine's going to stitch. So that's how that projector works, and it makes it nice. So depending on where you're lining up is depending on where you can put that. So No, it came with this machine, Miss Susan. It came with this machine. So I know it's definitely on the 2. I'm not sure if it's on the 1. I don't have a 1, but I know it's definitely on the 2 and it's definitely on the 3. So, like I said, check Marketplace. Check Marketplace. You're very welcome, Mandy. You are very welcome. Let me flip y'all around because I'm going to get y'all hooped back on here. I keep saying I'm hooping you, but, oh, no, Charlene. So I can show you guys how to how you can still do this with a template. And Kimberbell, Google Kimberbell. I did a go check out my YT. I've done some did some lives on actually embroidering in the hoop, creating templates with as small as a 4x4 template all the way up to a big template. So there, I've shown y'all all kinds of different ways, and we can do another live too. We can do another live too on quilting in the hoop. Just as a reminder, though, I will be gone next week. I will be gone next week. The 2 and the 3, there's not a huge, I don't know. I think it's just because I can get the upgrade pack, and the only difference I've seen is the stitches that are on there, the designs that are on there, and then the ability to do couching and stuff on there. So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to go back. I'm excited on the variegated thread on the back. So excited on that variegated thread. You can, I think you can go on the site and do a compare on there to see what the difference between the 1 and the 2 is. So yeah, I can't, Cynthia, I don't exactly know the exact difference. So and again, you put your hand underneath the hooping and yep, it's bunched. So I'm going to take and pull that way. Because you always want to put your hand underneath to make sure that that bottom fabric is tight. That way you don't have bunching under there. Okay, so now that's good. So I'm going to show y'all that projector. I just got the Baby Lock Solaris Vision where there's a... Awesome! That's cool. That's a... I love Baby Locks, dude. The Baby Locks are cool. That is very cool. It's a D-I-M-E. D-I-M-E. If you Google that, you'll see it. So let me flip this camera. I'm going to show you what we're doing. So you're going to see where I have it lined up here, and you know it's going to stitch right there. But I'm not sure that I have it lined up down here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to here. I'm going to move that down. We're going to look. So we're still need to go up a little bit. So we're got it there. So we're going to move it just a little bit on there, because you can see it right there. So we're going to come down just a little bit. Zoom down just a little bit. I need to pull it over just a little bit on there. So flip that camera. The dime on A. Every time I do that, it's almost a cancel my live. I'm like, no, don't cancel my live. I'm gonna pull this over just a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to trim these thread. Right? I have to say, I'm in love with the projector, y'all. It totally changes the way that you can quilt. It's like the lady that did the Kimberbell tiles. I did a class with her one time, a few years back. And she goes, I think they made the luminaire just for her designs. It was cool. It was kind of cool. Okay, so I think we're good. Good. Check the bottom again just to double check and hit OK. We're gonna hit OK. Yeah, absolutely. There's so many different features that it has. So many different features it has. Just walk here a minute and show you. Good morning, Suzanne. See where that stitch did not stitch on the line, so you knew exactly where it was going and it didn't stitch. So very cool. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Is that Yuri? Is that how you pronounce your name? Best price on the... Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank y'all for sharing. Thank y'all for sharing. We all share with each other on here. We all learn so many different things. It makes it nice. You know, we have a fun sewing community that I think we are building on here, and I'm really liking our community we got going. Thank y'all for sharing. Thanks for following, y'all. Thank y'all for following. I appreciate it. Y'all see that? Isn't that cool? I'm loving the back. I'm loving the back with that variegated thread. Loving the back with the variegated thread, y'all. So this is a lap quilt that we made yesterday. We had fun with making this yesterday. Right? Isn't it fun? Super fun. We're gonna get this all stitched up. We will do the binding. We should have time. I'm hoping we have time here. Hoping. I said we'll get this finished. I will be posting this, so if anybody likes the Wacky Gnome Patchwork Quilt also. If not, make yourself one. They're so much fun. Right? I have to say, I'm with you. It has been fun. Oh, we got a puzzle here. Let me fix the puzzle. This is a fun, no stress sewing community that we've built here, and I really love all y'all. So, and I appreciate y'all hanging out with us in the morning. I appreciate you hanging out with us in the morning, y'all. I missed a red piece of thread right there. Good morning from New Jersey. Good morning, good morning. We are here in Arizona this morning. It is 5:30 in the morning, y'all. 5:30 in the morning here. Y'all just join in. We're having fun with this gnome quilt, y'all. We are having fun with this gnome quilt. It's a Luminaire 2, Miss Cheryl. It's a Luminaire 2. It is a Luminaire 2. To finish a row, how do you decide placements in the next? So, I kind of just try and go a straight line on it, but that's where your temples or your the projector helps you line it up. The brother makes the luminaire. Check your marketplace for them. Check your marketplace for them. Because they don't make this machine. It's this machine I got, I think 3 years ago. 3 or 4 years ago, I think it was. And the new one out is Avenir, but holy cow, it's the price of a car, y'all. Of course, I probably paid more than I should have for this one, but that's okay. I love this machine. I use it every day. Been debating on embroidery or quilting. I don't know. It's so many different things that, you know, because... Oh my gosh, right, Cynthia? Depending on how many, you know, because I had a quilting machine and I might possibly get another one. I don't know. It's in the air, y'all. It's in the air. But you can do so many different things, you know, if depending on how many quilts you quilt. You can quilt on the embroidery machine. Absolutely, absolutely. If you don't do a lot of larger quilts, the embroidery machine works out really well. So we just quilted a queen size quilt on here. We literally just quilted a queen size quilt on here. So, and it's gorgeous. I'll have to show you all once we get done. Yeah. And depending on your space. I'm in a small space right now, y'all. I am in a small space. So I'm going to swap y'all back over here so you can see. And this quilt we did yesterday, we could have easily, you have a Genomi. Oh, that's a fun machine. Love Genomis. Love Genomis. But like I said, this we didn't have to quilt because, y'all, it was literally already quilted because we did all 3 layers yesterday. But I wanted to add another special touch to it. So I think with the adding this to it just gives it that extra special touch. Yes, ma'am. This is what we are doing. We are actually quilting on the embroidery machine. So, Miss Jen, so this is quilting in the hoop. This is quilting in the hoop. And as you can see, this is a really large hoop. So this is a very large hoop. This design is 16 by 9. So we have all 3 layers in here. And as you see, once we get done with this hooping, we'll just move on to the next hooping on there. So on 17. Cheryl, I don't know. I could do some research for you if you like. I know Genomi makes very good machines. Genomi makes really good machines. So many different ideas that you can do. So I'm not stuck on one machine. I am not stuck on one machine. So back this way. So, ooh, nice. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for joining. How are you this morning? What is his name? Lil Wolf Den Darling. How cool is that? I like your name. I like the name. I've used the tiles you are quilting with once. I love these. I love these. So, and these are made by Kimberbell, y'all. These are made by Kimberbell. So I love Kimberbell. Check out Kimberbell. Juju Designs. Then Urban Threads. You can look on which is ETSY, has some quilting designs. You can find all kinds of different designs out there. Make yourself, if you don't have a projector on your machine, you can do create, and we're going to move on to the next you can actually what do you call it, create a template on there. So, but we're going to move on to the next hoop. So this machine has the projector, like I said last time. So we're going to actually project the design right here on here. And we're going to go up to that corner design. And so you leave the hoop in there and you just move the design down. So come right there. Almost went to the wrong spot there. Almost to the wrong spot. So we're going to come that way. And you can see the design is right here. So it's actually projecting what is on the embroidery where it's going to stitch. So you kind of line it up here and you line it up with the design here. That way exactly where it's going to go. Grab your hoop. Magic hoop, y'all. Magic hoop is a game changer. Because then you just hoop it right. Pull it. And we've got it. So we're going to click OK. Have it lined up. We're going to click. But you want to take your hand and go underneath. You want to make sure that that underneath is hot. You don't your quilt. You can totally baste your quilt, but I find sometimes you can end up with you baste your quilts. So basting your, I don't know what basting your quilts. It's actually use like a 505 or fabric temporary, and you spray the backing, the batting to the front. So we're trimming these threads I did yesterday. Getting all trimmed off. We're gonna go ahead and keep going here. Keep going. You gotta watch the side and make sure you don't stitch your other side here. Thanks for the follows, y'all. Thanks for the follows. Thank you for the follows, y'all. So this is a Wacky Patchwork Gnome Quilt we made yesterday. Now we're getting it all quilted today. Once we all quilt, I'm going to show y'all the binding. We're going to do the binding on this quilt also. So I plan on finishing the quilt this morning. So hopefully, I'm hoping my goal. And I use Luminaire too. If that's what the machine was, it's a Luminaire too. Thanks for the follows, y'all. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. And here, let me pop y'all off here. Good morning, good morning. I'm going to pop y'all off here and y'all. We're going to flip this around. Flip the camera. I'm going to show y'all. See, you can see the stitching. See how pretty that stitching is? And y'all, it's literally this quilt. You can see it. It's quilting this quilt here. And the nice thing is like on the back, y'all. We add variegated thread on the back. How pretty is that? That is just gorgeous on that backing. That'd be gorgeous. Thanks for the follow, Mima. Thanks for the follow. These are cool. This is cool. Aren't the gnomes? I'm loving the gnomes. So yesterday we did this quilt. It's not fun. So we really started in the middle and then we just went out from there and kept adding skirts out there. It became a patch. So what we named it, the Wacky Patchwork Gnome Quilt is what we ended up naming it. So it came out really cool on there. So needless to say, we're getting it all quilted this morning, and this is a lap quilt. This is just a lap quilt, something for you to snuggle up on the couch with. You are very welcome, Miss Tina. You are very welcome. Yeah, I have to say the binding that I do, y'all, wait till you see the binding, because like Miss Tina says, it is a changer, because you know, that everybody can, you know, they're like, I can do quilt, but I don't want to bind it, you know, because you have all these people who are like, you know, you have to do this, but you don't have to do it this way. You have your own way. So no, I did not stitch and dip, Murray. I actually took and put two edges together, and then I used a double blanket stitch. We stitched these together with a double blanket stitch. Just two raw edges together, stitched together. We ran out of bobbin. We ran out of bobbin. Hold on. Sometimes my bobbin sensor works. Sometimes my bobbin sensor doesn't work. It has its own mind. Don't cancel. I need to bobbin right quick. Yeah. So you can actually see. I'm gonna cut that thread. You can actually see the live from yesterday on us doing this. So, and I'm going to show y'all what happened. So we ran out of bobbin. So we're going to swap this bobbin. But you're going to be like, wait a minute. You missed some stitches. That's okay if we miss stitches, because we can go back, y'all. We can go back. So I'm going to put that there because I have to feel some more bobbin. Taking more bobbin than I thought it was going to take. You know, it's amazing. Like I was saying yesterday, I have some pre-wound bobbins. They fit a lot of thread on those pre-wound bobbins, y'all. They fit a lot of thread on those pre-wound bobbins. When you put these hoops on here, I'm going to show y'all something. You got to be careful. So when you're putting it on here, so you have, I'm going to grab it off and show you something. So when you're putting the hoop, thank you for the heart. I appreciate that. You got to wave at him. You got to wave at him. No, it does not mess up the hoop. I'm going to show you, Mandy, here in a minute. I'm going to show you how it doesn't mess it up. So I'm going to put this camera around. So when you are loading these hoops back on here, make sure you hold this. Because if you don't hold this, this is moving up and down and moves the design around. So if you don't hold this, sometimes when you're pushing the hoop on there, it'll move. And if that moves, it'll mess up where that goes. So you want to hold this while you're sliding that hoop on there. So let me flip this back around. I'm going to show y'all. And I'm going to show y'all how you go back into there. So I'm going to show you how to get back where we were at. So like I said, you're going to put this on there. You're going to go hold that there, and you're going to slide this on there and hold your hooping when you're sliding it. So, and then you just pop that back down. So now what we're going to do is, so we've gone up here. I'm going to, so yeah, make sure you hold that, because sometimes it'll get off kilter. You'll notice that when you, when you reload that, you're like, wait a minute, why did it move? I just back on. Well, you'll notice when your machine comes on, it actually moves that arm and it calibrates it. So it gets calibrated when you actually put it on there. So that's kind of why that happens. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip around. I'm going to show you how we're going to go back. Like I said, it went all the way here and wasn't stitching anything. I have never tried quilting my embroidery machine. Oh gosh, Ronnie, you should try quilting. Should try quilting. This is a lot of fun. So we're going to come up here. You're going to see this here. It says minus and plus. We're going to press that minus and plus sign. So then we can go 1, 10, 100, 1,000. We can go back quite a ways. So we're going to go like 10. So because we need to go back to where it stopped. So we're going to hit the 10 on here. As you see, it'll start going back. I'll just keep hitting that 10. It'll keep going back, and you see where it stopped? Oops, come on. You see where it stopped there? So I need to go back just a little bit past where it stopped. That way we can get back. Okay, so I'm going to go back to right there. Trim that off. I'm going to trim that off there. Trim those off. And what'll happen is we'll hit that start button again, and we're going to keep going. And I got to rethread the machine. Whoops. We're going to have to go back again. We're going to go back. I love this one for quilting. This one works really well for quilting. Like I said, check your marketplaces. Check your marketplaces. You can find all kinds. This one is a game changer with that projector. The projector works really well. I'm having to rethread the machine. So hold on. We'll go back there and once we get the machine rethreaded, we'll get that threaded. Okay, so let me do y'all here again. That way you can see. When you had a long arm, so I had a Q-Neat 19, and I did use the automation. I did use the automation on there because my husband wanted to quilt. Well, my husband wasn't very good at meandering because I meandered for years, or meandered. So, scissors. But so that was the one that I used. Okay, I'm going to flip this around. So like I said, we've gone back because this is where this came out. So what we're going to do is, there we go. So we're going to hit start. And what it'll do is just going to go back and stitch exactly where it's stitched before, and it'll continue on there. So it's okay that it broke there. We just go backwards. You just go backwards in there. So see, it just keeps going. Just keep stitching. Just keep stitching. Thanks for following. So we got this tube, and we'll go over to the next side. said, we literally took 2 raw edges and we stitched it together. So I love that stitch. I completely love the stitch. You should watch my live from yesterday if you didn't get to see, because we had a lot of fun with that stitch yesterday. And we literally just took 2 pieces of fabric and put the raw edges together and sewed them on. So it was a lot of fun. So let me get the yellow hoop again. Put that camera back from on here again. Okay, so we're gonna get the hoop. Quick, it does that once they cancel the line. I did. So if you watch yesterday's, I did post it. Watch yesterday. We did the whole quilt, y'all. We literally did the whole quilt on the live yesterday. So, right? Isn't it? They turned out really cool. So I'm excited. And we got the back. So the backing is a green color. It's got those variegated loops. The variegated loops. So I'm excited. Yes, absolutely. Yesterday was fun, y'all. Yes, send me a message, Bonnie. Send me a message. I'll reply to your guys' messages, no problem. So I appreciate y'all hanging out. I really do appreciate y'all hanging out. I tried so hard to do the quilting that way after seeing your videos. Awesome! Yes, it is a Luminaire, and this one's a Luminaire 2. I have the 2, so. It didn't work on the bottom? Oh no, what happened? Thank you for joining. Thanks for joining. We're gonna go back over here while we're chatting. That way you guys can see it continue to grow here. The tension was not, oh no, I'm sorry, Miss Donna. Keep trying, please. Keep trying, because once you get it, this is really, I have to say, this is really addicting doing this. And y'all, you can take a piece of fabric and get it quilted and then cut it up into hot pads. You can make hot pads. You make yourself some mug rugs. There's so many different things that you could do. Make yourself a quilted purse. I do. If you click on my page, you'll be able to see them. And like I said, the first person that reaches out to me for this one, you're welcome to also, so. This one, I have to say, I was excited on this one. And I'm excited for the variegated. I'm excited for the variegated too, so. The gnomes are fun. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for the follow. We're gonna get this all quilted. I struggle with the tension. It only has had old. Oh, got you. Thank you for the follow. Y'all are awesome. Y'all are awesome. Y'all, my goal is to hit 10,000, and we're working our way up there to 10,000. It is. Shoot me. Like I said, first person that messages me on this one, it'll be posted, so. All right, Cynthia, this is a fun group. We have such a fun group on this. This is a lot of fun. Quilted purse is kind of complicated. 40. Okay. Tell you what, we will do a quilted purse. We will do a quilted purse for you. Because, hold on, let me show you what we did last week. So, was that? Yeah, it was last week. Check this out. We did a quilted purse last week. How fun is that? We can do another one. We do another live on that. If anybody's new to me, you get to choose what we do on the lives. You get to choose what we do on the lives. So you give me the request, right? Is that? I'm loving. This one is cute. Y'all get to choose what we do on the lives. Message sent. All right, Bonnie. Y'all get to choose. Absolutely, we can do that, Jenny. We can do, Cynthia, remind me that'll be on the next week of live. So, yes, we'll do a quilted purse when I come back. Yes, we'll have to do the comeback schedule. I have a conference that I have to leave. So if you click on my bio or click on my page, it's the first one pinned. It is the first one pinned on there. I always pin my first schedule. So I'll be in Florida next week. I have a conference. I'm so bad. I feel bad. I got to go on a conference. So I'll be gone for a week. But I was freezing on you. I'm sorry, Suzanne. I am sorry. Am I freezing on anybody else? You live in Florida? Oh my gosh. I'm going to be in Orlando. I'm going to be in Orlando. Maybe a quilted Christmas. We get absolutely, Velma. Add that. Miss Cynthia, write that down for me if you don't mind, please. Please, please. All right. So now so we've gotten that one. So we have, oh my gosh, I'm excited. Here. We're going to have to check this out. I'm excited because check this out, guys. It is quilting out so pretty. Look at that. It is quilting so pretty. Then I go to the back. Isn't that gorgeous? Isn't it crazy you can quilt on an embroidery machine? I go to Orlando often. It's only like an hour drive. Oh, how cool. I kind of get scared, but my husband's going with me. My husband's going with me. I'm a country girl. I am a country girl, y'all. I like the smaller one. Yes, I'm glad you came into the live. I'm glad you guys came into the live. It's very nice meeting all y'all. So we have a fun live. We have fun lives, y'all. I'm usually on Monday through Friday, 4:30 to 6:30 in the morning, Arizona time. So it's currently about 5:55 here. Keep going. We're probably going to go over just a little bit today because I want to finish this. We went over yesterday and we finished finished the quilt yesterday. So we're going to go over probably a little bit again today, because I want to get the binding done. So how wide and long is this one? I'll have to measure this one to see exactly the size of it. We can measure it. Once it's done, we can do a measurement on there for you, Suzanne. So we're going to go here. Like I said, just a lap quilt, something for you to sit on the couch with, sit on your recliner with. I like to have something just to cover up your legs with, something to, keep you warm. Winter's coming. I have so many quilts in my living room. My husband has quilts. My husband is a quilter also. He loves to quilt. And I think he wants to go back to quilting, so we may end up having him helping out here pretty soon. I don't know. Probably next month or so. He's a lot of fun. Good morning, Nikki. Good morning, good morning. No walking this morning. I think we're going to have to start walking after next week, Miss Nikki, if that's okay. Miss Nikki is my walking buddy. We've kind of gone off kilter, and we're going to have to... November 1st. We're going back November 1st. I haven't measured it yet, Miss Suzanne. So get it all there. And then remember, don't forget to check the bottom. Don't forget to check the bottom. That way you have it tight under there and you don't have grip or... Let me cut the threads. We had threads on here from yesterday. I didn't get them trimmed. Y'all, yesterday work was crazy. And then I got home and had to cook supper. Life just gets in the way of sewing sometimes. Life gets in the way of sewing sometimes. I'm going to get the vacuum. I probably vacuum every other day in my sewing room, y'all. Okay. Oh, how cool is that, Nikki? How cool is that? That's exciting. Congratulations to your nephew. I'm excited. That is cool. Would love to have... Yes, Miss Tina. He is going to be joining us on some lives. He will be joining us on some lives. I'm excited. I'm excited. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hold on. I got to pop y'all off here because you're going to have to see this. You have to see this. Let me flip this around. Y'all check this out. Oh my gosh. How exciting is this? Check out the variegated thread. That is gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Another C family. That is awesome. Congratulations. Congratulations. Thank him for his service and thank your son for his service. That is very cool. Greatly appreciated. Fellow veterans. Always love the veterans. Right? Oh my gosh, yeah. I didn't even think about wind. Yes, totally like wind. Totally like wind. Okay, so we're going to keep going. We got to keep going here. He said, make sure your bottom fabric's not under. I'm excited on this world, y'all. I'm excited on this world. I get excited. Do you have the tension set on? I do have it set on auto. I have it set on auto on here. I have never played with the tension. I knock on wood here. That on my machine. So I try. I'm saying if you have issues, take it to your local quilt shop. Thank you, Miss Cynthia. Yes. Do you have to adjust tension in the back to? I don't. So the tension. Move y'all up just a little bit. The tension. I don't play with the tension. I try not to adjust tension because it seems like when you start adjusting that tension. Oh my gosh, that. Thank you. You are awesome. I appreciate you being on here with us. So with the tension on there, I try not to ever touch it because when you start touching it, that's what happens. It ends up, things get off kilter or whatever. So my suggestion would take it to get it serviced and tell them you're having issues with the tension and see if they can help you out on there. If you've ever, if you can't get it figured out. So that's my suggestion. So your local quilt shops, they're phenomenal. They are all phenomenal. So if you're here in Arizona, Mole Queens in the Valley. I love Mole Queens. So they have 3 different shops, I believe, in the Valley. And I have to say they've become my favorite. So they've become, and completely reasonable on the services too. So just my recommendation on there. Just my recommendation on it. So 41K. I can't believe that. Coolest dad. How is that possible? You're doing awesome. Thank y'all for the great sewing community that we've created on here. I really appreciate all y'all, and I appreciate all the fun and all the fun projects that y'all recommend. Y'all wanted to do the wacky. This was y'all's idea. This was y'all's idea for a wacky quilt. I just had to come up with an idea for a wacky quilt. So, but it turned out cool. Loving the swirls. Don't forget your coffee. Get your drink of coffee, y'all. I am glad you've learned a lot, Miss Tina. I am so glad you've learned a lot. Like I said, if there's anything that you guys want to make, let me know. We'll assign it to the schedule. So, I know we're going to do a quilted Christmas handbag. We'll do a quilted Christmas handbag. That's going to be fun. We need some ideas for that schedule. Some ideas for that week schedule. It is an embroidery machine. So we are quilting on an embroidery machine. And it's turning out gorgeous. Do you have an embroidery machine? Awesome. You'll have to check out my lives. And I do a replay of my lives also. So it's on my T and my FB page. So you go check those out. You'll see my replay of them. So, and I've done an instructional video on quilting in the hoop with creating templates. Oh, thank you. Oh, I appreciate that. You were awesome. Thank you very much. So it is not hard, Terry. It is not hard at all. If you click on my bio, you'll click on there. You'll see my FB page. Thanks for the follow. It's very easy. And if you have questions or you want me to do another live on, as I said, y'all Y'all get to choose a schedule. I do whatever I want. Y'all get to choose a schedule on what we make. So sometimes we learn and are learning together because awesome. Thanks for the follows. Sometimes we learn together because I haven't ever done it before. So, but hey, why not? We made it. We made the hand towels the other day. That was a lot of fun. I had never done hand towels. Somebody wanted me to do hand towels, so I was like, well, what the heck? Why not, right? So, lots of fun. I appreciate the follows. Thank you for all the follows. I appreciate that. Y'all are awesome. Y'all are awesome. So, my new goal is to hit 10K. And thinking where we're take, I'm assuming it's eventually going to happen. But I'm thinking once we do that, we may have a fun game. We may play a fun game, and I'm thinking of doing so on that day. So, you gotta wait at it. He's the cutest thing. He's the cutest thing. So, thank you. So, back this way, and we're gonna watch this keep going here. So, we're gonna get this quilted. If we get it all quilted, we're gonna do the binding on this. We will do the binding on this. And we are quilting on a Luminaire 2 embroidery machine, y'all. So how fun is this? Thanks for the shares. I appreciate all the shares. I appreciate all the taps, y'all. We're almost at 50K already today. That is awesome. That is awesome. This has been such a fun quilt to make with y'all. This has been such a fun quilt to make with y'all, I have to tell you. Lots of fun. And it's so much fun because y'all get to decide what we're doing. Y'all get to decide how we're making it, what fabric we're going to use, what thread we're going to use. And it always makes it fun when y'all join in. It makes it fun when y'all join in and hang out with us. Fun, fun. Do you use... I do use a magnetic hoop. If you, these blue ones, Google Dime, D-I-M-E. Google the Dime, because they make them for all machines, and oh my gosh, I love them. I love them. So, and it's a game changer. It is a complete game changer. You're gonna see once we get done with this hooping, I'm gonna show you how to move to the next hooping, because you're gonna actually leave the hoop in the machine. You're not gonna unhoop it. You're just gonna take that magnetic top off of there, and then you're gonna slide it down. You're gonna slide it down into your next hooping. That's what makes it so nice with that magnet. That's what makes it so nice with the magnet on there. So, like I said, I do, so you can do it with, like I said, my machine has a projector on it, so I'm actually able to project the embroidery design onto there. If you don't have that, you can make yourself a template. So you create a template in there, and I've done a live on creating the template. And then you just use those templates when you're loading it in there. So it works out really well. Works out really well. And it stitches so pretty. Stitches so pretty on the back. Isn't that gorgeous? I'm loving the swirls. It makes it just, it gives us, I have to say the swirls was a good idea. I know we originally were going to do leaves, but I think it's a Luminaire 2. Which, oh, gotcha. I was like, I'm not sure what you're asking. It is from Bell Design. I actually got it with the blue tiles. If you Google Kimberbell blue tiles, she's phenomenal. She's phenomenal. So she has all kinds of, and she has they have the blue tiles is like a template. The blue tiles work kind of like a template, and I did a live too. So what we're gonna do? So I leave the hoop in here. I leave that hoop in. Is I turn the projector on. Like I said, my machine has a projector. If it didn't have a projector, create a template, or use the blue tiles, or you can use the blue tiles. Trim. We were doing all kinds of stitching on there yesterday, so I'm going to turn that projector on, and that projector actually projects the actual design on there. So how do you know where to start it every time? So here, let me take this off here. I'll show you. I'm going to take this off here and I'll show you. So unhook. Okay, so let me flip this around. So on here, so you'll see you have the corner. So here is where it ended up. Here, let me pull it down. So this is where it ended. So this is the end of the design here. So that was the end of the design. Thank you for the heart, me. I appreciate that. And then here is the line down here. So what I've done is, so like I said, if you had a template, you would lay your template out here and you'd know exactly where to put it. Well, I'm looking up, as you can see, my machine has a projector on it. You see that it has stitching. It shows exactly where it's going to stitch. So I come over here and I grab this red square and I move it all the way up there to that corner. So that it has the top and the side. It has the top and the side on there. So that's exactly where that corner is. So I come over here to my quilt and I pull it down. So see the hooping, see the stitching there? So we take and line it up. That way it doesn't stitch right there. We want to make sure that it doesn't get stitched right there, and then line it up there too. That way you know exactly it's going to go right into the corner of your next hooping. At the next corner of your next hooping there. So does that answer your question? Okay, cool. I always say I'm gonna hoop y'all. I'm hooping you in the hand. Okay, coolness. Ask all the questions you want. I love answering questions and I love helping you. I want all you that quilting with me. I love all quilting with me. So, like I said, if you have something that you want to learn, shoot me a message. You can do it. So, hoop this. See, so we're gonna line it up. Make sure line it up here and then line it up on there. So you're lining up that corner. Lining up the corner here. So I'm gonna hoop that in there. Like I said, you just leave the magnetic hoop in the machine and you move that in there. And don't forget to go underneath there and make sure that your bottom fabric is not bunched. And if your bottom fabric is bunched, you kind of come over here and you kind of pull it like this. And then check it again, and it should tighten it up for you. Like I said, I don't baste my quilts when I put them in here because it doesn't allow you to pull the fabric, and then you end up with bunching. I find that if you baste it, you end up with bunching, and I don't like bunching on the bottom. The top usually is okay, but the bottom ends up bunched. I don't like it bunched. Okay, so there we're good. So we're gonna continue on to the next one. Yeah, please go watch the videos. No, so, well, yeah, kind of. So what it is, you have your bottom fabric, so you don't load stabilizer. So you have your bottom fabric and then your batting and then your top fabric. So you're just all layers. You're hooping all 3 layers and you don't need the stabilizer. You don't need the stabilizer on there. So I made the mistake the first time years and years ago, y'all. I hooped stabilizer and then I'm like, this isn't working very well because I had stabilizer on the back of the quilt. I'm like, well, what's the use of this? So, but thanks for the follows, y'all. Thank you for the follows. Y'all are awesome. And welcome to the lives. Welcome to the lives, y'all. So yesterday morning, the request was for a wacky quilt. May I ask what brother machine? Sure. It's a Luminaire 2. It is a Luminaire 2. So, yesterday I wanted to do a wacky quilt. So we did this one, which is called the Wacky Patchwork Gnome Quilt, is what we named it. Because, y'all, it's more or less, it's more or less a wacky patchwork gnome. So thank y'all very much, and thanks for joining. I appreciate y'all joining. We are having lots of fun this morning. We are quilting on this embroidery machine, and we are getting this all quilted. Once we get it all quilted, we'll actually be doing the binding on here. So we're gonna go over on our live a little bit today because I want to get this finished. We're gonna hopefully get this finished. now we're going to have to go backwards just a little bit because, okay, right there should be good. We should probably check the bobbin the next tubing too. Probably check the bobbin. Jean, alert you in the. You can alert me, and so I just happened to see it break, but it'll stop. It'll stop and say threads broke. It'll stop and say the thread broke. So. It realizes it doesn't have the thread in there, so it'll stop on you. Sometimes the sensors work, sometimes the sensors don't work, depending. I don't know. Yours alerts. We're gonna have to measure the next, so the bottom, we'll move to the bottom, but do you have, so yeah, so whenever the thread breaks, what I do is, actually the table runners turn out over here, because, so, this is a table runner we did on the live. This is a table runner that we did on the live that's actually shipping out, and no, start small with a table runner or something like that, works really well. Works out well. So it's a luminaire too. Luminaire 2 on this machine. Right, Amy, gorgeous. I'm loving that table runner, and that was fun. That was fun. You learn how to quilt square on there, on that live, and then we turn that quilt square on there. No. So I have one more that I'm doing. Ooh, that, oh my gosh, Sunbonnet Sue. I love Sunbonnet Sue. What could you put on there? What about loving the swirls and, oh, thank you for the Sunbonnet Sue. What if you did like what do you call them, sunflowers? What if you did sunflowers on there? That would be kind of pretty. Right? I know the fun on the back side. The fun on the back side just gives it, yeah, the sunflowers would be cool. If you could find some sunflowers, check Kimberbell and check Juju Designs. Juju Designs has a lot of different ones also, so check those, and you might be able to find one. And y'all, they're not too much, especially considering, you know, take and consider what you pay to have a quilt quilted, y'all. So much fun. You know what I would do? So what I would do is I'd use like a like an off, like when I'd use like this color. So what I do is I'll use. I don't think you're gonna run it. I don't think you'll run it because let me grab this quilt over here. We'll grab the gnome quilt. I have a gnome quilt. I have another gnome quilt. So you see how it's quilted over that? You use, it's like, ouch, ouch, ouch. I have my own ideas, but I'm going to keep my thoughts to myself. So you just use a coordinating color thread, and it doesn't pop. So you have a choice where you can have it where it pops, or you can have it where it just kind of hides into there, where it hides into there. So, and then on the back, what did I do on the back? So the back one, don't really even sit on this one either. So, but yeah, just there's so many different ideas where you can have where the thread actually pops and it shows up to what you're quilting, or you can have it where it kind of hides in the back, but yet it's still getting quilted. Yeah, practice on the table runner. Practice small projects. Practice on small projects. Just get a square piece of fabric. No, Pam. I had one quilt. I paid out the wazoo for that. And after that, no more. No more. If you don't have a embroidery machine, Google John Flynn frame. And it's under 200 bucks for that. And y'all, it's fairly easy to do. Fairly easy to do. So just, I like to give y'all ideas where you can quilt your own quilt. You don't have to pay a lot because we need to quilt. We need more quilters out there, y'all. We need more quilters out there having so. Just an idea. Just an idea. So, quilt here. Go back to the quilt. Thanks for hanging out this morning, y'all. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. This one's turning out gorgeous. This one is turning out gorgeous. Thanks for all the follows. Y'all, we're at 56K this morning. 56K. Thanks for all the taps. Thanks for all the taps, y'all. They also expect you to purchase their... Right? I know. Oh, it does. It does. You're looking at paying... I mean, I've seen over hundreds of dollars just to quilt. And I'm like, eh. So, thanks, Suzanne. Thanks, Suzanne. I am really loving this quilt. I have to say, this one's cool. Cool, cool. We got a few more hoopings. The side, I'm thinking we can come down the bottom side with the same hooping. The other side, I'm going to have to measure and see how big that is. That's the nice thing about when you get, I would assume, Christy, I mean, depending on where you're at, ouch, Pam. Depending on where you're at, they have classes. I know the local quilt shops here do have some when you have the machine, when you get, so yes, so that's where I came into, that's where I've done, I did a live on quilting in the hoop, and I went all the way from a little bitty 4x4 hoop all to your bigger hoops. So even if you only have a little bitty 4x4 hoop, you can still quilt in the hoop. And I did a live on doing that. And I can do another. You have to do another one, Cynthia, because Miss Cynthia's machine only has a 4x4 hoop. So I wanted to show y'all that you can hoop. You can do the embroidery or quilting in the hoop with just a little bitty hoop. It may take you a little while to do a big quilt, but you could do a baby quilt. You could do a lap quilt. I love doing baby quilts. I love doing lap quilts. Those are good. Those are good ways to start practicing. Get a baby quilt. Just go get you a panel. Go get you a piece of fabric that is about the size of a baby quilt. Start with that. Start small. Start small. It works out really well. Yours too. Yours is 4x4 too. So, So we're going to move here. So as you can see here, got a smaller section here, but turn this way. I'm going to do turning because I'm thinking section right here is going to be enough. So you're in charge of your quilt here. So you just get the quilt. So we're going to turn it sideways because I find them, and we're going to turn that projector on. We're going to look at the bobbin first. We're going to swap that bobbin out. We're going to swap that bobbin out. We may have to fill another bobbin. Might have to fill another bobbin. Nice thing is I can fill a bobbin even when the machine's running. So I am using, they are by Kimberbell. It's a swirl designed by Kimberbell. If you go to Kimberbell and look at the site, look at blue tiles. Look at the blue tiles on there, because these are blue tile. This is designs with blue tiles. So, and this is swirls. I think if you Google the swirls on there, you should be able to find it on the Kimberbell. So as you see, we left the hoop in there. We left the hoop in here, and then we're just going to take this. We're going to hoop it in here. And this one, we're coming to this side because the stitching is on this side. I've turned the quilt the other way. I've turned this the other way. So we're going to come here. I think we'll be perfect. I think we're going to be secret on this quilting here. Come up here. Grab this. Hold on, I'll show you. I will show you what the blue tiles mean. So you know how I said you could use a template if you don't have the projector? That's kind of what the blue tile is a template. Kind of like a template. And I actually did a live on Instagram on how to use the blue tiles. But hold on, once I get this hooped here. We're on the edge again. This is where it becomes a, you know what I mean? Make sure you watch your bottom. Watch your bottom there. We're not going to worry about that because it's not going to go all the way to the edge there anyways. I have a Luminaire too, ma'am. A Luminaire too. Like you said, like I was just saying, you can do this with any embroidery machine. You can do this with any embroidery machine. This one just happens to have that projector, and y'all, oh my gosh, it's a game changer. It is a game changer on there. So check, if you're looking for one of these, check Marketplace, y'all. Check out Marketplace. So we're gonna keep going here, and I'm going to show y'all. So let that stitch. So this is clear tile. This is so look at, you'll be able to see here. Show y'all how. You have a brother. Oh yeah, blue tile. This is the blue tile, and as you can see, it has a center hole here, and it has volume. And y'all, I did a live on how to use these. I did a live on how to use these. It makes it easy. Like you don't have a projector on a machine, and you want to use these, and they literally have like a 1 inch, I think, well, 2 inch. I think it has like a 2 inch, all the way up to the bigger ones, all to the bigger ones. So check it out. They work out really well. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. And there's a lot of different edge-to-edge embroidery designs out there. A lot of different edge-to-edge embroidery designs out there. So, and as you can see, I leave a section off on the side of my quilt. That way you can quilt as far as the edge as you can. So you got to be careful when you get to that edge, because if you get to the edge and it comes off and it comes back, it'll loop up and grab that fabric, and you got to be careful on that. So. What are the tell you what, I'm gonna show y'all. We're gonna let that stitch. We're gonna make it over here. Hold on, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna pull it up on my computer. I'm gonna help out. That way you can exactly see what you can Google here. So I'm going to flip the camera around. So this is, hold on, we're just going to go here. So this is where you want to go. This is where you want to go. And then when you come in here, you're going to click on the top. And then you're going to go down to ground gold. So you click there, and if you come down, she's a lot of fun. She's a lot of fun. So if you come down here, you'll see the clear blue tiles. So this is what I'm talking about with the clear blue tiles. Yes, absolutely. Any embroiderer can do this, Pam. Check out my website. I did a whole live on it, and you can go 4x4 all to your bigger ones. So mulching my thing to make sure. So that's where the tiles come in. This is where layer blue tiles come in. Or so have these, or on there. I did a live on how to create it. You don't have to get those. You don't have to. You can make your own template. You can make your own template. So I did a whole live on creating yourself a template and the instructions on how to go step by step on there. So I think it was a really good live on the instructions on how to use it. So Debbie, I think we're okay. Ready? Back in here. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for the follow, Becky. So, and if you have questions, please let me know. I'll willing to help on her. So, y'all being able to coop. Thank you, Maddie. Yes. Thanks for the follow, Samantha. Thanks for joining, Annette. Thanks for joining. If anybody that is just joining, we are currently quilting the Wacky Patchwork Gnome Quilt, and we're doing it in an embroidery. We're doing it in the embroidery machine. So, once we get this all stitched out, we're gonna do the binding. I'm gonna show y'all how to do this binding. So, and if you have questions, please ask. Please ask. So, this is a fun live. A fun live, y'all. And this is a lap quilt. This is a lap quilt that we did. So, we created this quilt yesterday, and today we are quilting it. So, oh, thank you, Pam. You are very welcome. I love to help out. I have a class next month to learn how to embroider on my embroidery. Awesome, Annette. Awesome, awesome. What size is lap? So here, let me measure this. We can measure while we're quilting. Measure while we're quilting here. We are going to, let's see how big we got over here. Oh, maybe we can. We'll have to wait till, when we get done, we'll measure it. So I was going to measure it, but it's not going to let me. So I can show y'all once we get done quilting, we'll measure it and I'll show you what it is. Because we'll have to take it to the bed and do a trimming. We'll do a trimming on it. So like I said, it's just big enough to put on your lap. Just big enough to put on your lap for your recliner, for your for the couch. You know, when you're sitting on the couch and you're just wanting, can you quilt any size blanket? Absolutely, absolutely. I've quilted a king size. I've quilted the king size all the way down to just little bitty things. So you can do any size of quilt you want on there. Very cool. Very cool. Thank y'all for hanging out. I appreciate y'all hanging out. And y'all, we have a fun community here. We have a fun community. So we keep growing. We keep growing our quilting sewing community here. So I appreciate y'all. I do them on here. I do the every morning. Every morning we are doing a new class. Y'all get to choose what we make. Y'all get to choose what we make here. So awesome, awesome. Thanks for the follows, y'all. Thank you for the follows. So today we're quilting. We're learning to quilt in the hoop. We're quilting the quilt we actually made yesterday. We learned how to do a Wacky Patchwork Gnome Quilt yesterday, so that was a lot of fun. I reposted that video. So today we're quilting it. Tomorrow day. Friday, always rope day. We are always rope Fridays. Tomorrow is Friday, and I'm not exactly sure what we're gonna do. We haven't figured that one out yet. So, but we're gonna have some fun. I think we'll have some fun. Very cool, Pam. You too, Miss Suzanne. You have a good day too. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. So we're gonna get this finished. Okay, so we got, I think we have another one more hoop on here. We're gonna get this moved. Get this moved here. Exciting, exciting. This is pretty. This is pretty here, y'all. So Lisa, my embroidering. Oh, very cool. Okay, come over there to this side. So did you leave your hoop in there hooped, and then just move? You move the quilt, and then this one. This is a this will be line on the side. This one has, or this machine has the on it, so you know exactly where to line it up there. Exactly where to line it up. Really like that new. Cute, cute, cute. Quilting the square, the full. Okay. You want to know quilting? I'm in a space, so I'm actually in a fifth wheel. So I am actually the holy hauler of this fill, the space I use. So you'd be surprised with all of us that you can quilt in. If you quilt, I mean, you can do the squares that way if you wanted. If you did that, you would have to process on quilting quilting these squares that way. Quilt as you go. Absolutely. You could do a quilt as you go. You could do a quilt as you go. So the process that I did yesterday, I've done 2 quilt as you goes. I've done 2 quilt as you goes. So, and they work out fairly well. Quilt as you go is fun. This is actually, this quilt was actually a quilt as you go. I'm just adding more to it. I'm just adding more to it because I wanted to add some more fun. I'm loving this gnome. This gnome is just fun. So on Monday through Friday, 4:30 to 6:30 in the morning. 4:30 to 6:30 in the morning, Arizona time. I don't know where we're at. It's currently about 6:36 here. We're going over today. We're gonna go over on the live today because I want to finish this. We did that yesterday. We went over just a little bit. So we're gonna go over just a little bit again today. So I am in Arizona. So we have a Stebby. So Pacific time or Mountain Standard Time. I think it's Mountain Standard Time is. So like I said, 6:30 here. You're in Texas, so I think you're 2 hours there. It's probably 9 there, huh? Because I think I'm 2 hours behind. You're Central Time. You're at 8. So yeah, Pacific Time. Pacific Time. Okay. You don't. So you're at work now. Okay. So we don't change time zones. We don't change times. We don't have same time as you, Annette. 9:30 in Western Ohio. Okay, very cool. Yeah, we change time, so we don't have daylight saving time. We never change time here. So you're in Mountain Time is 7:30 in Idaho. Well, hello from Idaho. Okay. So Pacific time right now then. And when the time changes, we'll go back to Mountain Time. I think it's Pacific now, Mountain after half. Thank you, Miss Amy. See, I never know because, like I said, we don't change time. We don't ever change time on here. So 9:38 in Georgia. Well, hello, Georgia. Yeah, both my boys were born in Georgia. We were stationed in Georgia for a while. 8:38 in Wisconsin. Welcome to the live, y'all. Welcome to the live. I appreciate everybody. Y'all have become my family. Arizona. 7:30 Colorado. Arizona is special. Yes. Welcome to Colorado. Where are you at in Colorado? My husband was born and raised in Colorado. I spent quite a few years in Colorado on the western slope. 9:30 in Florida. So I'm going to have to remember that. Good morning for Prescott. Well, hello, my fellow Arizona. Hello, hello. Live. Good morning, Douglas County. So this is so the design is 6 by 9. So I have the largest hoop they have. Hello, Denver. Hello, hello. I will scroll back around here so we can watch this. So this will be the last hooping this way, and then we're going to come down this way. We're going to have to measure, actually I'm going to measure right now exactly how big. So we're going to have to look, probably 5. Can that hoop size be used? So yeah, so if you Google the DIME, they have it for any machine. Just have to look at it, find the machine, one that is with your machine. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate you hanging out. Like I said, if you're new on Monday through Friday, 30 to 6:30, you're very welcome. Very welcome. I always to help you out. I'm willing to help you out. That's what I'm here for. That is my total goal on these lives, is to teach new things. You get to choose what we're sewing. That is a fun. Look at. Oh, is he not cute? I am with this cute. I do. Backing, the batting, and the top is all hoop. All layers are all hoop. So this is done quilting. Once I get done quilting this, we'll trim the edging and then we'll do the binding. So the whole process is done right there in the hoop. It is all done right there in the hoop for you. And like I said, you can do this with a 4-inch, because some of your embroidery machines are smaller embroidery machines, so you just have a 4-inch hoop. You can still quilt with the 4-inch hoop. It may take you a little bit longer to do with the 4-inch hoop, but it's still totally doable. And you're going to appreciate that when you're done with it. No, you do not need a stabilizer. The quilt is your so all 3 layers gives you enough stabilization. So you don't need a stabilizer there. All right, you have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for the follow, Michelle. Thank you all for the follows. Greatly appreciate y'all. Really appreciate y'all. I'm gonna have that phone in. Thanks, Ma'am. Just made my first quilt. Now I'm addicted. Right. Oh my gosh, it is very addicting. Right? Now I'm addicted to learn this. Awesome! I made 4 Christmas presents and would love to. Oh, awesome! That's very cool. I have to tell you, so my people work remotely and live in a 5th wheel. Love it. My biggest hang up would be crafting space. So, toy hauler. The toy hauler is my space, y'all. The toy hauler is my space. What I was going to tell you. Oh my God. Now see? Oh, presents. So my rule has been for years. Any items all the gifts to the kids and everything else are all handmade. Everything I gift is handmade. So lots of fun. So we're going to go back here because this one quilted here. Right? It's a good girl. And you know what? I think it's crucial. Because you'll find that when they give, sometimes it may look like they like the other gifts better than these gifts or whatever. But 6 months down the road, what will they still have? They still have those ones. Because like I was on a FaceTime with the grandkids, and they were in their bed, and what's on their bed? Those quilts, those bears made them, you know, so lots of fun. Yeah, the handmade gifts are so much better. Family has done a few do-it-yourself Christmases, the best ever, right? Isn't that the best? It just makes it, I don't know. I feel that it gives a special touch to it. I use my embroidery machine to quilt mine too. Awesome, Michelle. That is cool. Very cool. I love to do this. It is a lot of fun. It was funny. I told my husband, you know, when we moved into the fifth wheel, I told him, I was like, well, I guess I could give up sewing. He goes, are you crazy? Hey, Renee. We're going to turn this sideways because we got a quilt other side there. Renee, how are you? Okay, now we have a little bit of a section. This way. We gotta go get a different design. Now we've gotten to the section that's quilted down there, but we need to quilt on the side right here because this isn't quilted. I love sewing and sew every day, right? Good morning, good morning, good morning, Native Flower. Ooh, I like all y'all's names. I like all the names that y'all come up with. Turn. So we're going to delete this design and grab a design here. And good morning. Thanks for files. So we need to find get the out. I'm gonna see. You made maybe some stuffies last. Oh, how cool is that? I hadn't heard of those. Can you show us what your absolute? Let me measure this. So that's 6 inches. 6 inches. 6 inches. Absolutely, I can do that. This around the camera around. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna delete that, and that way you can see. So I'm on my I'm on here. So I'm gonna go back into the here, and I'm gonna go back to the thumb drive because we need a different size. We were using the bigger file. We used the bigger file on there. So we're gonna come down to the swirls. So we're using swirls. Absolutely, you can size them. Size them. I'll show you how to do that. So we're the clear tiles. So in here we went down. We were using that 8x14. We're using the 8x14 on the bigger one. So the problem is I only need 6 inches wide. So we're going to come here and we're going to, as you can see, they give you all kinds of sizes. Have a 2x2, 2x4. Where I said even if you have a little 4x4 hoop, to see here 2x4, you can still quilt. So you get all these files, you get a design, get all files along with it. So it makes it nice. We're going to go down to that 6x14 and we're going to set it. We're going to set it on there because now what we'll do is we'll come over here because as you see here, this is a little bit narrower space. So we needed a smaller design to be able to quilt on there. So let me, oh, here, I'm going to show y'all how you can resize them. So if you go to edit and then you go to size, then you can choose, you can go bigger or smaller on those. Kimberbell, I get from Kimberbell, I get them from Juju Designs, all kinds of different, so, and then you get them from, there's all kinds of different ones you can get. So, but mostly I get mine off of the Kimberbell and the Juju. I love Kimberbell and Juju. They stitch out good. Stitch really good on there. So that's mostly where I get my designs from. Mostly where I get my designs. So we only get a couple more hoopings and then we'll trim. So I'm going to remove this up here. Move over. The other way. Man, goodness. With that over. More. And then we'll move this over. Okay, so I'm lining this up with my projector. Like I said, I have a projector, so I'm lining it with the. If you don't have a projector, you can template, or you can use the glue tiles. So either way on there. And then you just put the magnetic hoop. That I tell you, y'all, magnetic hoop is your go-to. And just as a reminder, put your hand underneath. Make sure that it's not bunched. Or it's not bunched there. It off there. And that threads that we had from yesterday, and all this together. Okay. I'm gonna say okay. A couple hoopings here, and then we'll move over into the bind. The magnetic hoops are a total game changers. So very cool. And all kinds of fun things. All kinds of fun things here. I'm going to fill another bobbin. Fill the bobbin while the machine's running. Where you live a lot, that's fine. Here in Washington State in the mountains, I'm making a fall quilt and using the method to some fall leaves and here in Northern Minnesota and pretty tricky. Yikes. closer to 100K again, y'all, today. That is awesome. We went to 100K yesterday, and that was very awesome. So thank you very much for that. I'm really loving him. He's cute. He's cute with a wolf. You get a ton of snow and ice. Yuck. Isn't that fun? I'm just trimming the threads off here so our next two already have it trimmed. And they only have just one more. You're a scary love now. This is warm. Waking up in a snow globe, yeah. Well, like I said, I spent years and years in Colorado, raised there, so he's the Colorado man, and I'll say, when I first got to Colorado, it was my first year of snow. That was a shocker, y'all. Southeast Tennessee, nice. Very cool. 80K, y'all. I'm excited. Awesome. Yeah, I was working in Kentucky. Welcome. You got up to 100 yesterday? Yeah, it's actually cooled off here in Arizona. It's actually cooled off here. It looks for a little. Yes, on the taps. The tap. If you're at 80 now. Already freezing there. 33 degrees this morning. All those. Thanks for the follow. So like I said, we have, I think, one more hooping. Once we get it hooped, we'll go in the edging off here, and we'll get the binding done. Hopefully we'll get the binding done. I think we have time to get binding. So each, do you use a double fold? So I do it a special way. So I just use a 2.5 strip, but I don't, you'll see, we go to the binding. I make it very, very easy. Make it very easy. We're going to move. I think we're on the last hoop. I think we are on the last hooping. Oh my gosh, how cute is he? Last hooping, y'all. Last hooping. Again, check your bottom. Always make sure that that bottom is tight in there. And we're going to stitch. We are going to go there. Okay, I got rid of that one. Yeah, I think I just kicked them out. So that happens. It happens, guys. So get tomorrow. They're just jealous of us. That's all there is. They're not having fun like us. Good morning. Good morning. How are you, Tammy? You've missed the quilting this morning. We've been having fun. And oh, well, thank you. I can make you a mod if you want, because I have Amy and Andy are mods. So if you wouldn't mind, I can make one. I got, you don't mind, I'm going to add another mod. Thank you. Settings. Moderators. And I'm going to add. I added you as a mod. Thank you. Right, Michelle? We have, this is an awesome verse. We did this most awesome verse. Very cool. So this is the last hooping we're doing. Once we get this hooping done, we'll take it and we'll do the trimming around the edge, and we'll get that binding. I'll show you how to do the binding. So there's enough time to get the binding done. Almost done. Almost more minutes on this hooping. I am doing edge quilting. Yes, ma'am. So this design is well. Doing the edge. Yeah, we're actually last hooping. Yeah, but 4x4 embroidery machine, that would take me forever. But it's doable. It's doable, Tammy. You're very welcome. You're welcome. And I do repost my lives that you can see. Almost to the end. I should have my bobbin. I hope bobbin. YT and FB. If you click on my bio, you'll see YT on my FB page, and I repost the lives there, so you can go back and watch them. Debbie, you are very welcome. Oh, have fast machines. Really love those machines. I have in Colorado, and that's all she uses is fast. So, and she is very, very good. I have to say. Follow. Thank you. Thank you. I love him. Look at the cute. Got him. I try to catch him and wave at him because they're always waving at me. Oh, I miss you. Hi. Too much fun. Too much fun. Oh, thank you for the pumpkins. Thank you for the pumpkins. It is a year, right? Okay, we're gonna take it and get it trimmed. We'll take thank you. Thank you very much. That's very sweet of you. But I need to try it on your Bernina. You should try it, Kay. You should try it. Okay. So let's take this. We're gonna take this. I'm gonna pop this off here. Top 970. Is it the 977? Bernina 970. Can you believe I have a lumber rail and oh my gosh, I'm gonna get you using. I'm gonna get you using here. You watch me. Oh my gosh! Thank you for October. Thank you for the October. Okay. 7 stage 3. Oh, very cool. Nice. Nice. I live in the 5th house, so I have to use my face. So we're taking a walk. We're going to walk to my room and we're gonna lay this out. It's a little chilly this morning. It's 71 degrees, so it's a little today. So as you can see, it's quilt my husband actually did quilts. I'm here. I'll have to go back and get the measuring tape because we want to measure to see how big this is. We're gonna put this here and get trimmed up. Let me God, that turned out gorgeous, y'all. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Tape measure. Okay, measurements of this. Like I said, this is just for a lap to sit on your chair. So it's 3 feet or what do you say? So 37 by 44. 37 by 44. Just something to go on. Something to go on is all it is. So, okay, so we're going to trim off the side. We're going to trim off the side. Once I get it all trimmed, I will I'll show you all the quilt. This turned out gorgeous. I'm excited. Super exciting. And y'all, we've done this in 2 days. We literally did this in 2 days. This is 2 days. I love to have quilts on my recliner because, y'all, in the evening it gets a little chilly and you just need something to cover your legs up while you're sitting there drinking coffee. Yeah, it's exciting. I can't wait to show you. Hold on. Because I want to show you the back and the top because it turned out gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I got 2 more sides. I'm just trimming it and then we'll take it back to the sewing machine. The binding on there. Now, once you had to do my binding inside too, I'll never have to start binding again. Everybody does. Awesome! I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you're here. Like I said, I appreciate out. I appreciate all y'all hanging out. To give back. I like quilting. I like to make sure everybody can quilt and sew with us. Or if you just like to watch, that's okay too. That is awesome. Now what we're going to do is put that this way to show you. Gosh, so cool. I'm excited. Okay. So let me pop this around. Let's see. Okay. So here we go, guys. Check out the quilting. Isn't that gorgeous? This turned out completely gorgeous, y'all. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Right? Look, it's Wacky Patchwork Gnome Quilt. Patchwork Gnome. Look at that. Let's back. I'm gonna be out right there. Hold on. We gotta look at the back because this is what makes it pop. This, oh my gosh, I'm excited. How exciting is that? How exciting is that? Is that fun? Oh my gosh. I love all the colors. The colors just make it. The colors just make it. Yes, so I used a variegated bottom, a variegated thread on the bottom, and then right. Is that cool? So, all right, let's go do binding. Let's go do some binding here, y'all. Okay. What is it? I think we have time. Yeah, it's cool. Cool. For a minute. Small spaces, y'all. Small spaces. Bring y'all $7. I know. I just may be a little light toward this side. I don't know. Well, okay. Now we need to. What am I going to do? Thinking. How about we find? I think everyone needs this. So blanket stitch from squares didn't show. I added another back. I added another backing more. So. Now. We're gonna cut. Thank you. We are going to cut 2.5 or 2.5 squares. 2.5 strips. Squares. Strips. We're gonna cut some strips here. We're going to cut a few. 2.5. enough. Thanks for the heart meat, y'all. Thanks for the heart meat. Okay. Here we come. We need clips. Where's our clips? Clips. 96K. Oh my god! We're gonna hit 10K. We hit 10K. Y'all are phenomenal. Y'all are phenomenal. I'm gonna come back over here. I've had that in because you don't want them done. Yes, that's what I'm. You know what I did. Thanks. I'm just gonna take this out here. That off here. Take that one. I have cream on the bottom, so I'm just going to use a white bob. I'm just going to use a white bob. For the one that I'm doing binding, whatever your fabric is on the bottom, you want to kind of try and use the coordinating color for the fabric on the back. Whatever your backing fabric is. No. So you want to try and use the same color of backing there. So we're going to go there. Swap it